In the heart of Tudor England, where whispers of treason could cost you your head, a girl was born who should never have been queen. It was a time of shifting faith, burning heretics and kings who treated marriage like a political weapon. Into this storm came a princess marked as illegitimate, dismissed as weak, and overlooked simply for being a woman in a man's world. Yet, against all odds, she would rise to become one of history's most iconic monarchs. She was Elizabeth I, the Virgin Queen. Her story begins in the shadow of tragedy. Elizabeth was the daughter of the formidable King Henry VIII and his second wife, the captivating Anne Boleyn. But Anne's time as queen was tragically short. Accused of treason and infidelity, she was executed when Elizabeth was just 2 years old. With her mother's death, Elizabeth was stripped of her title, declared illegitimate, and cast into the dangerous, unpredictable currents of court life. She grew up never certain of her place, a pawn in the games of powerful men. She navigated the reigns of her siblings with caution and incredible wit. First came her younger brother, Edward VI, a boy king whose fragile health failed him. Then her older sister, Mary I, took the throne. A devout Catholic, Mary was determined to restore her faith to England, earning the name Bloody Mary for her persecution of Protestants. Through these turbulent years, Elizabeth learned the most valuable lesson of all, the art of survival. She knew when to speak her mind and, more importantly, when to remain silent. This skill, honed in the face of constant danger, would become the foundation of her rule. In 1558, at the age of 25, Elizabeth's life changed forever. She became Queen of England, but her throne was anything but secure. The kingdom was deeply divided by religion. Catholic Europe viewed her as a heretic and a usurper. Her own subjects doubted a woman could rule alone. She was unmarried, without a king by her side to strengthen her claim. Many expected her to be a mere figurehead, a puppet for ambitious noblemen. But Elizabeth had other plans. She stunned her court and the world by choosing not to marry. Instead, she declared herself married to her people, to England itself. The title she adopted, the Virgin Queen, was not just a personal choice, it was a masterful political strategy. By refusing to share her throne with any man, she ensured her authority could never be challenged or undermined by a husband. She took what her enemies saw as a weakness, her gender, and turned it into her greatest strength. Her reign ushered in what became known as the Elizabethan Age, a golden era in England's history. She skillfully navigated the treacherous waters of religious conflict, forging a new Protestant identity for the nation that would shape its future for centuries. She faced down threats from abroad, most famously the Spanish Armada in 1588. As the vast fleet of Spain sailed to invade her shores, Elizabeth, clad in armor, stood before her soldiers at Tilbury. In an electrifying speech, she declared that while she had the body of a weak and feeble woman, she had the heart and stomach of a king. The Armada was defeated, a victory against impossible odds, and her legend was sealed forever. But Elizabeth's power wasn't just built on military might. She was a master of political theater. She understood the importance of image and carefully crafted her own. The iconic pale face, the fiery red hair, the magnificent jewels, and the elaborate gowns. To her subjects, she wasn't just a queen. She was a symbol. She was Gloriana, a living embodiment of England's stability, glory, and destiny. Her portraits projected an aura of untouchable majesty, and her words inspired unwavering loyalty. Under her rule, culture flourished like never before. This was the age of William Shakespeare, whose plays lit up the London stage and redefined literature. It was an age of exploration, as voyagers like Sir Francis Drake and Sir Walter Raleigh carried the English flag across uncharted oceans, planting the seeds of a future empire and stretching England's vision beyond its shores. Yet, for all the splendor, Elizabeth's reign was not without its shadows. She ruled with a firm hand, signing death warrants for those who plotted against her. Her own cousin, Mary, Queen of Scots, became both a rival and a tragic victim. After years of imprisonment, Elizabeth made the agonizing choice to order Mary's execution, a decision that haunted her personally but secured her crown from a constant threat. For all her public triumphs, Elizabeth's life was one of profound solitude. She ruled without a husband or children, bearing the immense weight of power entirely alone. She faced relentless pressure to marry and produce an heir, but she consistently refused. Her body became her political battlefield, and her independence was her ultimate weapon. She chose to remain the Virgin Queen, her love and devotion reserved for her kingdom. When she died in 1603, after an incredible 44 years on the throne, she left behind a transformed England. She had inherited a kingdom that was fragile, divided, and vulnerable. She left it strong, largely united, and filled with ambition. She had forged a national identity that would endure long after she was gone. Elizabeth I was more than a queen. She was the architect of a nation's destiny. Her life is a powerful testament that strength is not defined by gender, but by courage, wisdom, and an unbreakable will. She proved that power need not wear the crown of a king. She was brilliant, fierce, flawed, and unforgettable. She was England itself. If you want to uncover more untold stories of queens who defied their world and reshaped history, join us on this journey. Subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss a chance to let the past breathe again. Thanks for watching.